Yep, there's the ping. So, good evening, everybody, and sorry for the delay. Welcome to the GT7 AM Class Sprint Race AM Class Finale at Bathurst. I'm joined this evening by Zara J. Good evening, mate. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me.
We've had a couple of technical difficulties, so sorry we're slightly behind schedule. We've just done the first 5 laps and realised, completely my fault, 'cause this is Zoro's first stream, and it's not my first rodeo, as I said, but we did the first 5 laps to absolutely nobody. So hopefully someone is now going to join us. I'll just let everybody know the stream is on. While we're doing that, for this finale, the grid is set in reverse championship order, although we've already realised that seems a little bit off. But we have Stalker Charl in pole, JBB P2, Dave P3, Esme P4, Absolute P5, Tom in P6, Mac in 7, Shippo in 8, Zorro P9, and Revs in P10. I think we established maybe the grid's got itself a bit confused as well with everything else that's going on tonight, because basically here, as you can see at Bathurst, you just start side by side anyway, motorbike style. But as we've got 2 hours 10 to go, and it's 10 to 9, and I'm normally asleep by 10, I think we will get this one underway and relive those first 5 laps that we've already watched once. How does that sound?
It's all right. Never get tired of watching these beautiful cars go around.
Absolutely. So let's get this underway. Grid start as always, as we do here in ERL. And we are underway. It looked like Bibby got the slightly better launch of the two there. You're pretty much turn 1 is on us before we know it. Is everyone going to get through clean? Yeah, it's nice to see.
Everybody playing it patient, keeping their position.
We've done a few races here, and you certainly can end up in that gravel lap one, but not here. Bibby's flown into the lead. Dave and Charles are side by side, close one by Esme, but yeah, everyone's made it through turn 1 intact, what we like to see. Oh, it's a bit deep from Charles. That's let Dave into P2.
Everybody going very clean, giving everybody their space.
Absolutely, it's good to see.
We have a 2-hour race ahead of us on Mount Panorama.
Yeah.
Being patient is definitely a card to play.
It's a long old race. I think we normally do about 45 minutes, and those that progress go on to do a second race. There's no second race for these guys tonight, but...
Oh no, we didn't see that the first round.
No, we didn't.
Tom having some contact there.
Yeah, we said, well, I think we mentioned before, but Bibby did win the first race this season at Monza. He's trying to take victory in the last race as well, and the Nest Quick McLaren. Already commented, haven't we, on how nice Dave's livery is. Oh, he nearly lost it out that last corner.
Yeah, beautiful combination of colors, like you stated, that black and yellow. And
just goes.
The theme of the track.
Absolutely. Yeah. If I'm thinking early on, like you said, that's just help the car in front. We can fight later.
Yeah. Or just trying to get through that contact, that infamous contact.
Yeah. Oh, I see. You just realise, especially in these big GT3 cars, how narrow this track is. We're having to make use of every inch of it.
And those small mistakes cost a lot in a race like this.
Well, these cars don't have 1,000 brake horsepower, they rely a lot on momentum, so you just with those dips on the grass or brushes and wheels at the wall, you just lose all that momentum. But I think, as we were saying earlier, these cars, a lot of the guys have done special liveries for this last race, and then this setting, and especially with the time of day that we're racing out here, it's just a beautiful combination, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mentioned in the game chat how I was glad to see everybody, or a good portion of people, updating their livery for the occasion.
It's the best feature of the game. I know the game has some flaws on its lobby size and some other issues, but in terms of livery customization, it's a clear leader. Oh, we see Revs here right on the back of Dave.
Put him in pressure early on.
It might be because Bibby's just absolutely cleared off. I think at the time in the race I was thinking, is he on softs but no, he's on the medium. Because we reduced the... Absolutely.
Keeping a good pace. Revs is kind of struggling, I want to say, even to get past him, make his way early in.
Well, we reduced the laps, didn't we, a little bit, just because of slightly delayed start time. I thought that would make it a clear two-stop, but it wasn't as clear a two-stop as you thought. So, again, there's some of these guys here might be thinking like that and just trying to make these... Dave goes...
Oh, no, there goes Dave.
Try and make these tyres last 20 laps, and in the earlier part of the race with heavy fuel and when it's a bit warmer. As you said about
mistakes. 20 laps is pushing it even.
Absolutely.
Oh no, that's maybe on a little line there.
Yeah, you saw, like you said there, Dave was flying in P2, makes one little mistake and just getting absolutely swarmed, doesn't it? The sharks come after you once you make that mistake.
Yeah, everybody's still pretty close together.
Yeah, it's good to see. 3 laps in. Oh, massively. And that's the last thing you want to see. Although they're your competitors, you just don't want to look up at that map and see someone's like half a lap down everybody's, you know.
But yeah, on my end at least, I believe 20 laps on mediums is almost pushing it. You could definitely do it with
I was struggling. Yeah, I was struggling. I did it on the first stint, but I opted to change the strategy towards the end. It was just, I just didn't trust myself to drive on such worn tyres, especially when it got darker. Oh, they're really pushing the limits there.
Barrier right there.
But,
yeah, you're right. You really want to save those tyres.
That was a moment for Revs there, which allowed Absolute through.
Oh, carrying some damage with him as well.
I don't think he'll be alone there this evening. You see Dave had to really hold up there. I was going to say he avoids running in the back, but yeah. Can Dave get this done? The straight. The Porsche isn't known for its straight line speed, but if Revs is carrying damage.
That plus the slipstream coming up behind him. Inside.
We're joined in the chat by Atticus. Someone himself helps us out quite. Oh no, Dave's deep again.
Oh no.
Atticus often helps us out with the GT class comms. He's set for his own championship finale this Saturday in the sprint against Lucky.
Which you did marvellously in. Props to him on that.
Absolutely. It'd be interesting for her because at the minute the vote looks like it'll be Daytona, which obviously yourself and Atticus is, I say home race. Obviously America's such a big place, home national race, but at the same time it would favour Lucky's car, that's Dodge. So got the American driver versus the American car, and hopefully an American finale. So we'll see what that brings us.
We shall see.
Yeah. Here's Revs, who is he's already won the championship before this evening's race. Same, we couldn't take it to a finale. I think had the season been a couple more rounds, you'd have definitely fancied your chances. He's had another moment with the wall there.
Getting contact.
Some pesky guy trying to take advantage of it. Gotta watch him. Oh no, and now he's being swarmed from all angles. We should have a decent view of this from, let's have a look from those guys on board.
Yeah, I saw that commotion going on in front of him. Wow,
yeah, where did Smack come from? He would as well, because Smack's a gentleman. He would say, excuse me, he wouldn't just come through.
Of course.
But yeah, we've still got the whole pack intact too, which is nice to see.
Yeah, took advantage of all that commotion coming up. I said I want to keep it close, play it clean.
You got it.
Just use this slipstream some and just straight as much as I can.
So I've never driven
that
Evo, so I don't know what its strengths and weaknesses are.
Oh, like many have noticed already, the acceleration on it is quite responsive, but at high end speed it kind of dies down some. But on sharp sweeping corners, if you get it to grab right, it'll shoot out.
Oh, nice. That was a nice little move there.
Yeah, noticing Revs had some damage on that contact that I seen.
Yeah.
I was trying to plan out my moves. Thankfully it played out.
Absolutely, just drops the back. Oh yeah, that's on these two. Not a million miles off though. Well, Smack's ended up back behind us now somehow.
But relatively close together, everybody's still,
yeah,
at the most part, keeping it clean, being patient, taking opportunities and openings as they come, which are very few in these tight corners.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's move in a little bit wide.
Alakos has said that he always considered Road Atlanta as his home race game if he had to choose one. Oh. What's your home track? Whereabouts are you based in the States?
I'm on the eastern coast. I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
And honestly, in the U.S., oh no, we see Dave facing the wrong direction.
Yeah. Not good.
Getting spooked and holding back Lab. Smack attack another dude. Also known as.
So you're East Coast. So what's your closest racetrack?
The closest near me would be VIR, Virginia.
Oh yeah, that's where Smack was, wasn't it, recently?
Yeah, we almost had a unplanned meetup.
Oh man,
because I had in mind going to that race weekend, but my friend's birthday party was at the same time, so I ended up not going.
It's crazy when you get those scenarios. It's like Chunky, I've known Chunky a long time. I work with his wife and our daughters are friends, so I knew him in real life before I knew him in racing. But recently we met up because we're from basically the outskirts, but the same city as Lucky Egg and Apex. We met with those guys, and it's so strange when you've spoke to someone a million times in a party chat or whatever, but never met in real life. It's strange. But no, it's really really enjoyable evening.
It's awkward, but in a good way.
Oh, absolutely.
Surrounded by great company inside ERL.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Sportsmanship, good behavior, a lot of passion in the game and in racing.
Absolutely. Looks like we're also joined by P. Harris, who I'm 99% sure is Filthy from the GT class. He said that he's about an hour from Brands Hatch. So mine's I'm bang in the middle between Silverstone and Donington. About Donington. Oh no, go on.
Been out behind you. Sorry to interrupt.
Who did you get? No, you're fine.
I think it was Tom Davies in the pit.
Yeah. Oh no, Tom's got a lot of damage. That may, I said we'd do no spoilers, but that may become a theme of the evening. Not just for Tom, but for most of the fields. Yeah, I got that right. Yeah, I'm in the Midlands, so I've got Donington about an hour north and Silverstone an hour south. They're both great tracks. Obviously, Silverstone's the more well-known one, but
maybe one bit over than that. Keep calling him Matt, but M Stroke is getting in the right corner.
He's having, and you think he's had such a good season. That's what's won him the title. I was going to say, Bibby won the first race, and then Smack had a really good start, and then you've had a really good end, haven't you? But it was just, I think, Reb's kind of dominance in that middle part of the season that has led giving him the title.
There goes a kangaroo, but definitely a lot of battles with M Stroke or Rebs. It was very fun competing with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And looking forward to it next season as well. Oh no!
Yeah, we just haven't seen this. Oh dear! all year, really, from him.
This is the other side of the coin.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you win a championship over, it's what we always liked about this, over 14 rounds, you can't fluke it, so it's always going to be well deserved.
Of course.
But you've got to be happy with your, the progress that you've made personally. I mean, you've been there with them, but in this last third or quarter of the season, you've really taken it on, haven't you?
It's that 5-star left foot that Panda stated. Oh no, Diddy going wide again. These tires getting a little bit worn are just starting to take notice when you're driving. But yeah, lots of practice. I've been putting in a lot of hours.
Yeah.
I will say a higher end setup definitely helps with the consistency and that feel behind the wheel.
Yeah.
But, besides that, lots of hours, lots of track time, YouTube videos, and
paid off for you. Cause I don't know if it's for you to answer really, but if I was to say what your bigger achievement is, has it been some of the race wins, or maybe even in the sprint where you've got podiums in fields mixed with the pro guys? It's like they're both equally big achievements, I'd say. I know winning a race is always great, but to get on the podium against with some of those guys is just insane.
Even a top 5, honestly, in a league like this, yeah, I'd like to say I'm proud of it.
Oh, definitely.
It's definitely competitive and hard, and it makes you want to push yourself to get to those times that these guys are making.
Well, we mentioned other games before, and it's one of the reasons why. I'm probably best at F1, but I enjoy this game more. And at one point, I was playing all 4 of them. Everything that ERL does: F1, ACC, WRC, and GT. I was like, working full time, being a full time dad as well. I'm just like, no, I can't play 4 games, so I just stick to this and WRC. I'm really bad at WRC, but I just enjoy it.
Never played it. So it's an all-round enjoyable game.
I was a big rally fan growing up. I used to go to it quite regularly. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the American guys played WRC, but rallying isn't quite as big thing, is it? I don't think over there, but it's very popular here in Europe.
Not really, not at all. Not over here.
It's quite a strange concept, just having one car on its own, like everything compared to wheel-to-wheel racing like this.
Definitely is a thing of its own. These different types of races that you have. In Formula, GT classes, and rally, and drift as well. Not much of a race, but an automotive sport.
Absolutely.
They're all in their own categories, and they're all just as equally difficult.
We've lost our first competitor this evening. I think it was Revs. Obviously, it was sort of tough evening for him after such a good season.
Yeah, this is an unforgiving track.
Yeah, it's up there. Like I say, we've done Nürburgring already this season. I personally find this harder. I've done Monaco on the F1 game. Again, I would argue that this is harder than Monaco, because at least at Monaco, you're never going downhill. So, yeah, this is a tough combination. And the weird thing is, I wasn't able to do that much practice for this race, but I did some, and in practice you attack that downhill section with confidence, but come the race, me personally, I didn't have that confidence to attack it in the race, because you just keep thinking, oh god, everyone's getting damaged. And I think the more you see other people get damaged, you're like, I've just got to keep this on the road, and then you start becoming more and more reserved, and your lap times come down. I get worse, sorry.
Yeah. The thing about this track especially is all these connected corners. Most of the track, almost besides the straights, are connected corners. So you start off a little off, or you get messed up off of your line, it affects the whole next quarter of the track.
Yeah.
So you really want to keep it together. That little bit you let go, you're losing time.
So
we're kind of opening up now on the track. Everybody's spreading out, so it looks like.
Yeah, which we did think could happen.
That top lead. It's good to see. even
No,
if there's
definitely.
a stint.
Yeah, Alacosta said second place in the sprint was very impressive for you. He said, yeah, quite a few Americans in the WRC, but we just can't match the Scandinavians. I mean, there is something about like there's the finish, and well, actually, I don't think Finland is Scandinavia. They've told me off that before, but yeah, but the Finnish, the Danes, they're just crazy. And yeah, and Alec was just saying how difficult this on the circuit experience that downhill part is, particularly in the makes you realise there was an absolute quite a lot of our field is MR. Is the Evo? Is that an MR car? Is that? Do you know?
I believe it's FR.
Oh, FR. That might, yeah, because in the MRs it just the back end just wants to kill you. Oh yeah,
that weight transfer coming through this Swifty corner.
And Filthy's just pointing about the wind, and I'm going to put my hands up there. I didn't even look at that wind for the whole 2 hours of the race. So I need to remember that for Sunday. That might be why, because it felt so different. I lost so much confidence in that downhill bit compared to practice. Maybe I'll just blame it on the wind. But yeah.
Yeah, totally the wind's fault. The airway was off.
There's a bit in this race where Smack is all over me, and he was so quick down. Most of the lap we were fairly even, but he was so quick down the downhill bit compared to me, and I just got worse and worse through there. I can't remember when that was, when in the race it was, but we do it. Me and Smack do have a good battle for quite a bit.
There's a lot of trickery in that downhill section because you got to get off and on the brakes, off and on the gas. And use that body transfer and the weight of the vehicle too.
I tell you what, Will, as you're hunting down Absolute here, Will, and show us how it's done.
Or you really want to open wide and then cut in close into that corner. Hug the wall on the left, and this dip down you want to take as much space as you can onto that wall, closing on that. What do you got? The curve. And then open back out. The Swifty downhill, on and off the brakes.
Yeah, I can always see you're carrying a lot more speed through there than I was. And just more confidence.
I want the momentum to pull you down. And then just place the car in the right spot. Hug that apex really tight and then open wide. It's a lot of hug close, open wide. And just carry that momentum on and off the brakes and gas.
And then now you've just started to see Absolute come into range. I mean, you two have been, I was going to say, but you two have been, you've had some really, particularly over one lap, some of your one lap qualies have been ridiculously close, haven't they? Like in the thousands of seconds close.
Not to undermine Absolute at all, but he has surprised me with those lap times. Like,
he's coming on.
Myself. I see Absolute as well.
Yeah.
I see these times coming in right next to me.
And it's like at the start of the season, I remember Lucky talking about this. I was like, yeah, I'll be up for that. I might have a chance of winning. It's like, man, it's been so hard because the top of the AM class is there or thereabouts with the mid. I wouldn't even say the bottom of the GT class. It's there with the middle to top of GT. There isn't that much between it. I think. Last round, I mean, GT quali, the first to last was like 1.2 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely close. Everybody's keeping it close.
So Absolute pitted. I wonder if he had damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say that lap 11.
And what's that penalty? That's a big old pen. That's got to be a pit line pen and something else, hasn't it?
Maybe a pit and first corner.
He's put softs on as well.
Second corner. I'm not sure. No, there's none of the corners unless it was hitting very early.
That's going to really hurt him. Can you search
jump
this?
on some softs. I wonder what his strategy is.
Oh no, that's never good. I think you mentioned this in the chat, is when you have this issue of outlaps. Even on soft tyres, outlap is killer, and then because this game, for some unknown reason, refuses to give you any tyre temperatures, You just have to guess it, don't you?
You'll know when it's code.
Yeah. I do find it strange that it's in the game and you can get it on some displays and stuff, but I don't know why it's just not there, but hey ho.
That would be helpful, getting a moment to know when your tires are at its optimal performance.
This penalty, yeah, it's going to really slow him down. Oh, it's a horrible penalty because you just lose all your momentum as well. So that's not just a 5.5 second pen, is it? That will probably account to closer to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Esme's carrying damage as well.
I know I went off as well a couple of times in this race.
Tom and Dave are about to way too close, but yeah, Dave's carrying damage.
Dave pitted as well. Dave's pitted, Absolute's pitted, Edgeman's in the pits now taking care of that damage.
Yeah, I wonder what Absolute's going to do because he's carrying damage as well. At this point, me and Smack were fairly evenly matched, but as the race goes on, he just gets quicker and quicker. I think I got slower and slower. And as Chunk will tell you, I've only got spaghetti arms as well, so by the end of this race, my arms were like absolutely falling off. Strange, because although overall race time would be about the same as what we normally do, or just a little bit more, but it felt so much harder. I don't know, maybe it's just me and my spaghetti arms, but yeah.
Well, that fatigue definitely builds in. It creeps in on you.
Really, other than that back straight, you haven't really got a place where you can relax either. You can't relax like if you watch Absolute here, you can't relax through here. You're going to be pinpoint. Yeah,
get 2 straights.
Yeah.
Rocking the new McDonald's livery.
Absolutely. I try and avoid it where I can, but yeah, McDonald's fries are just so hard to beat. Might not be able to follow Absolute too much this race because it's going to make me start craving some fries, but Smack again, and he's had a very solid season. He started so really well, and then it's just I think obviously it's had been hard just trying to match revs in that middle part of the season. One issue Smack's always had to face, which isn't anything he can do about, is obviously we do grid starts in the RL, and that Porsche off the line just really struggles. So sometimes he's had pole and been like P7 by the first corner, and you just have to constantly come back through the field, aren't you? Which, although the Porsche I think is a very good all-round car, if you use the Porsche, you're always going to have to battle through the field. There's never going to be an occasion where you can just get to turn one ahead and off you go, is there?
We're going a little bit wide there. Those used tires, those worn tires.
That's one thing the Porsche does do well, though. It does look after those well, but yeah, and some of that comes at that cost at start. So I think when you're weighing, I mean, this will become a big feature in terms of people designing their cars for next year, especially with the new rule, contentious new rule, of not being able to use the same one. But anyone considering this car, yeah, good all-round car, but you're gonna have to always accept that you'll lose places off the start line.
Yeah, I've come to see and hear that a lot on the streams. Also including Steve-O with his orange Porsche off of the line.
Again, he's an exceptional qualifier. He has now backed that up with a race win, because he was quite often, being accused of being a Charles Leclerc or Lando Norris, of getting a lot of poles and not the wins. But although you pushed him hard, he has broken that now. But again, even in that race, I think he was down in like 7th after the early on because of the limitations of the Porsche off the line. But again, as we say, it's one of the beauties of this game, the amount of variety between the cars. I think recent BOP changes have brought them a lot closer together, but there is a knack to starting that Porsche because Boosted, who's now a 2-time GT Pro champion this year, he's won it in the Ferrari, which is obviously electric off the line. The year before he went off the Porsche, and I did a lot of the commentary on those pro races, and towards the end of the season, don't get me wrong, he'd still lose a place or two, but he wasn't losing 5-6 places, so there must be something you can do with the revs off the line to help combat it, but I've only seen him figure it out, which again isn't surprising with his record. I did ask him about it because I was considering using that car next year, but he wouldn't give it away to even me. I'm not a surgeon, but he still wouldn't give it to me, so yeah.
I do know the braking is very phenomenal, including the energy. We can brake a little bit later, a little bit harder.
It's interesting.
Time it just right with those portions. I haven't driven it too much. I've only driven it quite a bit, but I did notice that braking in the corner and the stability. At least on my end.
I've enjoyed this car, the Lamborghini. I used the Renault last year. They're quite similar cars, to be fair. It's a bit twitchy.
You used the same Renault that you're using in the Sprint?
Yeah, that's why I kept it as the backup, just so I had something new, because I've used the Renault for the last 2 seasons. So I know it's not the fastest car, it's just a car that I've always gotten well with. Like I said, most of my sim racing life, I've played only the F1 game. It's only been really the last couple of years that I've expanded to other games, and the one thing with like the Renault and to a similar degree the Lambo is they turn in quite easy, they're quite light and they turn in, and I think it was quite hard coming onto this and driving the heavier cars that obviously are a bit less responsive. When the F1 game, the cars are responsive anyway, but the game exaggerates their responsiveness again, so it's very hard to then come to cars that are heavy and understeery.
A lot of body roll.
Yeah, so I've just enjoyed those cars, but yeah, but then you've seen how well like cars like the Nismo have done this year. But yeah, I just struggle with those big heavy cars.
And again, like a driver and their car is almost like a piece of a puzzle. Some people do really well in one car,
yeah.
Others will do really bad in that same car.
Yeah.
But yeah, vice versa. Choose another vehicle.
No, absolutely. That's something I like after, like I say, years of doing F1. Oh, absolutely, Alico, so I'll invite you across now. Years of doing F1 in equal cars. It's been nice to have this variety that we have here. Just get Alico's asked about joining the party. Oh, yeah, 1 second.
Oh no, is it Dave again? Is this the same? No.
Is it the same?
Or is that a bug? Because I doubt he was there all this time.
What, exactly the same place?
I'm not sure if it was the same place, but definitely the same positioning. That's very unfortunate to see again. It just shows how unforgiving this track is. With such little track space, you can still end up facing the wrong way.
Anna Close might join us. He's always welcome.
Yeah, BBC Absolute kind of fell down just a little bit after holding first.
Yeah, so Bibby's still holding on to P2.
As Alico's next on. Run down the positions for a bit. It's Matt catching up to Absolute. They had quite a gap between each other.
Yeah, it's that penalty it has.
I see you as well working your way up to third.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know, like I said, in this first stint I felt relatively stable and confident, but as the race went on, and maybe Filthy's right, maybe it's that change in wind direction. I've already noticed it's gone from the left, it's gone from like west to south. I just started to go to pop down that that little downhill bit.
Obviously, I've never noticed it until it was mentioned in the stream before. I just have that intellectual
Could be a
doubt
blessing and a curse,
overcome.
because sometimes not seeing it might help.
Hey, welcome to the chat, Alicos, or the stream. I mean,
He's gonna, yeah, I think he's gonna come and join us. I think I'm just trying to see if I've got him as a. Yeah, it says we're friends. Ah, I know why. I'm looking for Alicos rather than IoT Alicos.
for some reason I thought he was in there. I'm gonna bring him on to speak. He was quiet, but he's just not in it.
No, I've got him now. I've got him.
You see, absolute, they're holding this position, keeping it nice and sturdy. Those softs, I wonder how the softs are doing as well. Because he's done 5 laps. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Alright. Good evening, Alicos. Sorry, mate. I was thinking, of course we're friends. But I couldn't see you for some reason, but it's because you're IORT Alicos. No problem. That's more than welcome. We're like, well, thank you for joining us. We did the first 5 laps, not on the broadcast, and then we've started again. I could, like you said, it's been a while since I've done it, but yeah, it's nice to be joined by Zorro. I've already got some tips from him from Sunday from following his onboard. So there we go. It's a natural.
Thank you. I was excited and nervous at the same time. Just trying not to sound like a blabbering idiot, but that's...
Oh no, I've got the blabbering idiot bit covered, mate. So that vacancy's filled. We might need to be chatting about kangaroos later on, yeah.
Dave's livery.
And then I was worried because I obviously I don't know what else, but I know me and Smack end up having a decent old battle. I say battle, it's me just trying to keep you behind, but yeah, I don't know. I think because the sad thing was, Zorro, early on the field was really tight, wasn't it, for those first few laps? But it was just,
yeah,
unfortunately, just a few brushes with walls and runs onto grass. Yeah, well, we were originally due for 66. We delayed the start slightly so Zorro could join, because obviously we already, running with 10. We didn't want to run with 9, so we reduced it to 60 because we'd be able to shoot. So I thought it'd be a nailed on 2-stop, but I mean, even the Lambo that was relatively good on tyres, I was struggling to make. Oh, I couldn't make that work.
Thank you guys for that.
Not an option.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Now I was saying 20 laps is pushing it. Wow.
And you, Zorro, yourself, you're in now on lap 17. Damage free.
Luckily, those walls are very intimidating. Yeah, I tried to keep it between 16 to 20 laps before changing tire. Did 20 a couple of times in practice, and then dropped it down to 18 and thought of a strategy where maybe 16 to 17 would be ideal.
I think
by the laps that we were facing.
Yeah. We were saying it's like this funny, great is this game gets a bit of a stick at times, but I think one thing it does well is the variety of the cars, and since those most recent BOP changes, there are more usable cars, aren't there, than there was previously. I think they've done a good job with that.
I think the Viper needs another BOP update.
before Saturday. So that's I don't want the AM race here, but we did touch on it briefly earlier. You've got your sprint showdown. It's. I mean, if you're writing a script, you've got the American driver versus the American car at the American track. Like it's all set up. Like, well, we don't know it's going to be the American track, but looking at the vote, it looks that way. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, yeah, and I think, yeah, he's obviously got to fancy your chances. It's good that we just at least had one go to the end, because there's been a lot of, in a season where all the champions were awarded before the last race, bar the sprint, that is, there's been a lot of different race winners. There's been a lot of close races. It's just in all three classes. There's just been that. Obviously, in this class, it's been Revs. Like we said, like at the start, it was Smack, and then Zorro at the end has been on a different league. He's been winning races by 30, 40 seconds, which is just Verstappen levels. But in that middle part of the season, Revs just so consistent. Yeah, I mean, incredible, really, what he's done now. So it's not even his main game. It's crazy. I feel a bit bad for Smack, because if he hadn't spent so much time on my rear bumper, he might have got in that championship fight a bit more. But yeah,
we got an absolute jumping back in the pit. Up. I want to see if he's taking softs again, or he's jumping on mediums. He's gonna want to overview people's strategy.
Just going to check these settings. As I was saying, he's struggling to hear the others. I've definitely got party audio, so yeah, it might just be anything you can do on your mic volume. And we've still got an hour and a half to go, so. Okay, let's have a look.
Well, I just moved my mic a little bit closer. I'd try and keep it a little bit distant from my mouth. Hear my breathing. But hopefully it helps. I just moved it a little bit closer.
And that's what I was aiming for. I did it in this stint. I think he does stick to it. I just decided I just couldn't. Not later on. And it does give him a bit of an advantage. Yeah. Definitely, but I mean, Sunday's race is shaping up relatively well. I mean, with the 4 AM drivers are in, GT attendance is relatively strong. I know we've got one reserve, so that'll cover fuller field. Yeah, we're up to 12, and it might be 13 if we can join. But yeah, I was saying that the AM guys really have held their own when they've gone in that GT class, so it should be a really tight field. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, to be honest, we thought that this year. But like you said, Jake's just been out of reach. But you've seen since Jake kind of gone off and done his other projects, it's been really good. I've had like Gloss win a race, Steve-O win a race, and yeah, Filth has been and MG have been there or thereabouts almost every week as well. Definitely. I think he's in the party. I'll definitely agree with you. But yeah, we're going to come past here.
I appreciate you getting it on stream.
It's always the weird thing when you comment on yourself, but by this point you're on fresh tires, I'm on lap 20 tires, or, yeah.
Yeah, I realized that I closed in that gap very quickly. I figured something was going on with you.
I think I'm nice here and do put the indicator on, yeah. And Smack's in too. So at this stage I was planning to copy him, but I got less and less confidence in that middle stage. So Absolute's back on the mediums. So he's done two stops, I think, already.
Yeah, first was damage, and then I believe second for softs.
Let's see how this all plays out. You can see Smack's had slightly more fuel when he entered the pit. So just going into how well that Porsche looks after them.
First damage and then the mediums, not softs.
That's right. Yeah. Was he doing that to get a kind of buy a stop back, was it? Oh really? I was trying to think because I know it was lucky last year. There was definitely another driver in the Daytona finale again that there's some an incident like early on, and they had to basically get a stop back by a mega fuel save. That was lucky, and somebody else. I was trying to think if that was us as well. Oh, is it? No, it was you. Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, the other race where it allowed that a little bit was the all compounds race, wasn't it? That allowed for a little bit of recovery if you had an issue. Yeah, I'm trying to think which one it was, because I've kept it relatively okay this year, but that race I had something happen. It just wasn't as killer because at that time I was on the hard tire that you're only going to use for a couple of laps anyway. That's right. Yeah. And Smack's closing in on Bibby. It's a shame. I think if Smack had to miss that one round, he might take his finale. But yeah, sometimes life just gets in the way. And he was pretty happy. He was at the IMSA 6-hour race, wasn't he? He was pretty. Yeah. Well, that's the mad things are. I think I put it in the chat, but when we were going on holiday, it was like an Airbnb, so we didn't have to be there set up. So, well, we can go after the race and still get there for like 11, half 11 at night. So, but why would we do that? We'd go there or down there. So I've got a battle for P3 and an AM Class Championship. I don't think you understand. In the end, she won and I missed the race. So there you go. But as it turned out, yeah, you'd have got it anyway. It turned out that would have been the worst of both worlds, wouldn't it? I was going to certainly ask about this evening. That's like ungodly levels of commitment. I love it though.
Dude, that's awesome.
The first thing I thought when I got to this Airbnb was, oh my god, there's Wi-Fi here, why don't I just bring it with me? But yeah, I don't, yeah. But that's great. That's an epic commitment. But it was interesting looking at your graph of the ebb and flow of that battle between you and Lucky. It's proper had a lot of swings in it, hasn't it? Ah, yeah. For sure. But the good thing with the sprint this year is like we've had again a lot of varied winners. Like Gloss has won a race from the GT class. Like you mentioned, Zorro getting a P2 in the from the AM class is just incredible. That's pretty mad over 14 rounds. Yeah, I enjoy it. Like I love this strategy side and work things out, but as I get less practice time now, just rocking up, just not having to worry about strategy and just racing is great. Yeah, for sure. It's like one of my favourite race series. It's very niche, of course, is British touring cars, and similarly because they're 3 short races and they do a few quirky things here and there with reverse grids and hybrid allocation, things like that, you very rarely get someone dominate. Like, and I like both ends. I like Formula One, which has the pure, it's just pure competition, and then you've got some like British touring cars that tries to balance it out a little bit and things like that. I like both ends, but yeah, that's similar where he definitely tries to stop someone winning all the time. But he kind of like he's racing the BRZ this year, isn't he? Which on its day, I think as you watch it in the World Series, GT World Series, and it's obviously a capable car because it's won the World Series before, but even someone as skilled as him, it looks a handful. It's probably made Asriel feel better about himself after last year. Yeah. Where are you guys with your thoughts for next year? Yeah. Or can you not give that away?
That's classified.
Yeah, I like an F1. Yeah, same. I was saying to Zola really, it's like for me most of my sim races have been on F1. So coming over to this, I need a car that like I can't drive those big heavy cars. It's just too much of a leap. Whereas the MR cars at least got a similar response type thing. So. Yeah. Fuel's even worse than that, yeah. The Renaults, you just chuck it into corners, like it just goes, like that was great. But yeah. Oh, got a yellow flag here. I hate to say it, but I think it's around this time that people start to drop, but I don't know what. Yeah. We have just lost one more there. Smack is hunting me down now. How about you, Zara? Can you give anything away?
That's classified. I have tested the Lamborghini out a bit.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that because it kind of reminds me of the response on acceleration as in the species, and the RC4. I want to say fishtails. RCZ. That's what I'm going for. Really small, really nimble, really light.
Around the time the start of the season, a lot of people were using that car, like in terms of like people like Digit and people like, and the World Series. A lot of people were using that car, but yeah.
it pretty much doesn't feel that different. And then also the BMW, I've tried that a little bit, but kind of like Chippo says, it's really heavy. It hugs and holds onto those corners, but besides that, I just feel weight on it.
Yeah, and I'm not the best on tyres anyway, so I don't need to go throwing anything else in that combo.
But those have been the main two right now. Main three I've been looking into.
So I'll tell you what, sorry, Filthy in the chat put it earlier. He is right, because in this first stint I was okay through this downhill bit, but the wind was fully to left. Now it's like fully headwind, and I start to go to pot down here. You see, I have various moments. Smack was definitely, we were even pace first stint, but he's definitely faster in this stint. I just, like my new hobby, I just try and make it as difficult for him as possible, really. Because one thing with that Porsche is, you know, it's not going to just fly by you on the straight, is it? So, but it's so good out of corners. One area. Yeah, definitely.
Something to consider coming up for the next season.
So yeah, here I was just always just trying to put my car right in the middle of the road, because it's such a narrow track. It's like there's not a lot of room if you go down the middle. Was what I'm thinking. It holds its own. Yeah, it's not as quick as like the McLaren, but it definitely holds its own. It's a good car. I really enjoy driving it. It's just like Hazard said, just occasionally, and maybe if you've got like super skills, but it just wants to kill you every now and again, just out of nowhere.
I was gonna say that, like positive experience.
Yeah, it's definitely something on it where, and maybe it's just me and Haz, I don't know, but like when you, some of the times I've spent like in your head, you're like, well, I swear I did that the same as last time. Now when I've never gone back and watched the replay and thought, actually, did I take that curve exactly the same? But it does feel like that at times. Yeah, this is where I was really struggling down here. We'll go. Yeah. That's interesting. Oh, I've just realised we've lost another now. It's like this was like a horror movie, wasn't it, Zorro? Like, we're just like,
I noticed it in game, yeah.
Do you know, to be fair, we went from 10, we ended up, I think, with 5 at the end, but I remember, Mufasa remember it well, not in the ERL, it was our old F1 we raced at Baku, and that finished, that was a race of 20, and that finished with 4, so yeah. It was my first podium, I got it just by, I finished 3rd out of 4, but yeah. Harder than Monaco. Like, I don't know what you think of it. I was saying, I think this place is harder than Nürburgring, and I often think Baku's on F1 games it's harder than Monaco. In Monaco, you've got 50-50 wings, and at Baku, you've got the rules are there, but you're running almost Monza type wings to be faster on the straights. And yeah, so. Anyway, see. I am bet F1 is always has been my game. I'm probably better at F1 than this game. But when Tom did the calendar for F1, he got loads of sticks. He put Monaco on it. It was the first time it'd been on the ERL calendar. He was getting loads of sticks. I said, do you know what? I'll reserve. I'll do that race. And I went in and got a podium. I think it's just, and I find it fine. I've always found Monaco fine, but Baku, I totally get. But yeah, that was the only race I did last season. I was pretty happy just to rock up and get a podium. No. Okay. Smack here was, yeah, I kept. I've never spent, I don't think in my life, I don't think I've ever raced anyone as much as I've raced Smack. Like we just spent like, it's strange, isn't it? Like, with different sides of the world, and yet just like I've probably spent more time with him than my wife, but yeah.
This is what, lap 3 together?
Yeah, I think so. We will go have a quick look through what's happening. I don't think there's any other battle bit this one.
Just that we're having a few cars in between. I'm sorry, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, at the start of the season though, he definitely took a bigger leap than me. Is Rev's Smack's brother, or is he like? Is it like? Is his brother like? Is it like actual family brother, or is it just? Okay, yeah. So they've been battling, yeah. Like I said, it's been a weird title because they're all between the three main guys. I've just been kind of clinging in there. Me and Absolute have just been like on the outskirts of it, but Smack, Revs, and Zorro have all had their moments. It's just Rev's moment was the biggest, basically.
What was the longest, I'd say?
This is it. Like in a 14 race season, you can't win it by accident, can you, or by fluke?
No, as you see in the standings as well, the consistency behind it. I've just now picked up and been a little bit of a challenge to him, but his consistency, it's been pretty rivalable.
Well, I think speaking to Lucky, whether we'll have the bods to do 3, I don't know, because it's been tight at times, so we're more likely to be 2 next year. So I think that second tier will be ultra competitive. Yeah, that's it. I agree. Because already, for all the things I absolutely love about this game, grid size is one of the limitations, and then you don't want to make it even worse by not filling the small grid that's already there.
Definitely would be an even more interesting race throughout the series, at least on the AM. There has been a lot of absences with a more full, more occupied track.
Which at times I think, like, I think occasionally those big races, but there's a middle ground I think to be had, and I think
for sure.
because like sometimes it can be too crowded, you can get absolute chaos. There's definitely a nice happy medium.
I feel like 25 to 30.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, F1 is 20, isn't it? It will be 22 soon, and even something like that would be good. But I think, yeah, in around the mid 20s up to the 30s. But after that, I think it can sometimes get too big.
And another thing that
no, definitely.
Yeah, another thing to take note of, or to notice, would be the length of the stints. Like, at least in the amateur league, I'd assume, speaking for myself as well, not most of us are accustomed to long hour and a half, 2 hour stints for races. So we could be really good and quick on a short sprint, a few 5 to 10, 15 laps, but after that, fatigue really starts to come, and that repetition of hitting the apexes at the right point.
That's what I was saying to you earlier, wasn't it? Like, me, as my good friend Chunk always mentions my spaghetti arms, but by then this race they were falling off. It's tough. You don't think that when you explain, I don't know about you guys, but whenever you explain your hobby to people, normally they look at you twice, then they say, is that again? And then they think, well, you just sit on your backside. Or they don't realise that some nights you come off this, like, I come off this in the biggest sweat sometimes when you go win a 10k, but it can be hard. I think we've had a really intense race, like a battle.
It's the story of my life, let alone the heart attacks that you have in it.
Nice.
Oh, you race.
I don't know, it does make me feel slightly better when some of my friends who like are just aren't into things, well, how hard can it be? And they come and try it and they're like, oh yeah, it's really hard. Like that makes me feel a little bit better then.
Yeah, that's one thing a lot of people don't understand. It's just the fact that they've never done it. You can't understand something you've never tried.
No, 100%. Well, at the weekend, I played my first ever game of paddle. I don't know if you guys have heard of paddle. A bit like a mix of tennis and squash. And similarly, like my friend had played it loads, and obviously early on, I've just got no idea what I'm doing. I've got to try and digest about 40 different sets of rules. But by the end of the I was loving it. But yeah, it's anytime you try anything new, it's difficult. That's it. I was saying to Zora that one thing I like about this game, you know, working a lot of hours and being a dad, like I can just turn it on and drive. Like there's a lot to be said for that. But that's what I love about ERL. We literally offer something for everybody. You've got the hardcore ACC, you've got the F1 popularity, you've got GT7, WRC, bit of everything. I know it's on that's on Lucky's list, like the ERL World Cup or something like that. He's definitely got it on his list of things he wants to do.
Time trials just giving it to boost it. Off the top of my head, a time trial with a mix of random vehicles would be nice. A certain amount of time.
But yeah. Smack might have been able to race you guys there if I just kept continuously holding him up here. I really wanted the podium. I mean, you can't get on the podium in a 5-car field.
How's the track looking like? Meanwhile, we give you and Matt a little bit of privacy.
Absolutely. Definitely leaving margin. I said to Zorro before, it's weird. I didn't, unfortunately, I was rushing back, so I didn't have time for much practice, like a half hour or so. But in practice, you feel like you're definitely quicker. I don't know about if you guys think this through that downhill, but you're more committed. But in the race, the weird thing is, everyone around you, like the absolute here's got damage. Everyone around you starts getting damaged, and then you start going, well, I can't get damaged. And then you go slightly, like get more and more cautious. So definitely that downhill section, probably about 50%. But yeah, I don't know. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, definitely being conservative. Being in the group, obviously, it kind of pushes you to push your limits in the fight. But once you get a little bit of breathing room, it doesn't really matter the position you're in, at least in my end.
Well, with the race like this, Alan Prost always said, "Win the race as slowly as you can."
Exactly. You want to be patient. But yeah, I was playing it conservative here, especially after taking the lead with those worn tires, or having worn tires from time to time, and those barriers.
Yeah. It's another thing that this game could do better. Like at least on F, like on F1, you can see the tyres down the side. What the one you could try and figure out what they're doing. It could, yeah, again, could do just give us a bit more information. I'd rather know what tyre someone's on than what country they're from. I've still never understood what that relevance is. Yeah. I'd much rather know the tyre. Yeah. There's just little quirks of this game. It's just funny things that it does. Like, yeah. What orders? It isn't just me. Yeah, I'm glad it's. I was there going. I swear, every track I look for, I can never find. I'm like, and even when I go through, I go, that's next week's race. Make sure you remember where it is. No, can't find it. But why is that? I guess it's just no logical reason. Huh. Fair enough.
That's a good theory. That makes sense.
I just, whilst I'm excited for Project Merit Racing 2, I just hope we can keep this going and then that goes alongside it rather than it be a Gran Turismo killer. But we'll see. I played a lot of Project Cars 2 and I put it back on last week. I was like, oh my god, this is hard. This is like ACC hard. It's like, it's not a pick up and play for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and then Rennsport is coming to console. It's like, it's crazy. I can't remember a time in my life where there was this much choice.
I don't believe there was.
Yeah.
I don't think there was that much variety in like racing and realism.
The thing is, it's like I did say to Lucky recently, I miss it occasionally. I don't know about you guys, but like I've always enjoyed like other games, like, and I'm still only about halfway through Last of Us 2. I've been playing it for like 2 years. But you just every time you play it, you think, oh no, I've only got this minimal amount of time. I should be practicing for the next GT. Because if you don't do any practice at all, like you're just struggling, aren't you? So
it's almost a chore.
And then. See, they've just released a Metal Gear Delta, and it's a remake of one of my favourite games ever, but again, it was just finding that time. There's a lot of remakes are like definitely an in thing. Maybe they could remake Gran Turismo 4, close it. Love that game. What was your, I mean, I loved all the Gran Turismo, but what was the... I'm old enough to have played the first one, but it was the second one was the first one I played to death. Like just to crazy amounts.
And it's funny, it's the opposite with me because I don't remember which one it was, but on PlayStation 2 I had got a Gran Turismo for a birthday present, and I remember playing it and thinking, what is this trash? Give me Need for Speed, give me like an arcade racing. There's no editing, no nothing here. Yeah, and I've learned to love it as the more I grow.
It feels here like
it's probably 3.
it feels like Smack's been on my rear bumper since GT3. And they're like see, this is the hard thing at this point. Like, I see, Zoe, you're doing your second stop, so you've literally gone like 17 and 18 stints, and I did 20 on the first, and I thought, I know Smack's going to do 20 again, but I just wasn't enjoying the last laps of the last stint, so I did decide to go a bit earlier, which in the end I think cost me. I did one extra stop, but like with splash and dash at the end for softs, but plus the fact that Smack was faster than me, I think, so. Yeah, it's one big thing to weigh up, like, because I would definitely consider using this car. Oh, it's a bit wide there. I'd consider using this car, but you've got to weigh up the start, haven't you? Like, I've got so used to, like, the Lamborghini is not amazing off the start, the Renault's good, but I think you've driven that car a lot, Alicos, you've had to almost just accept that you're just going to lose much ground off the start, aren't you? Like, it's just part of the trade-off. I'm sure you've noticed it, and I'm sure maybe you've worked and tweaked on it yourself, but towards the end, not this season, but last season, Booster was definitely doing something on that start, because he wasn't, I remember doing the comms in those races, he was started to lose like one place maybe, or he wasn't losing the 5-6 that he was early in the season, and I was saying with Smack, I think, again, he'd have been right in this fight with Revs if it wasn't, because as soon as you end up down here, like you see here, like, you've got to come through, and if you get some pain in the arse, park his Lambo in your way, like, whereas if you don't have to contend with that, it's a hell of a lot easier, isn't it? He wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't even tell me, and I'm like, I couldn't be any less threat to if I tried. I was like, if I'm considering using this car next year, can I have the secrets what you do after the start? No. Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was me for a second. There's been a moments after.
That's a lot of damage.
Change of tires.
It's just shit. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It was this one, and then I pit again, change tires, and same thing. I mean,
you're too far ahead, where you can just keep pitting to do damaging tires and still keep the lead.
Yeah, my mistake, not tires. I kept the same tires.
I've been on that at the end of a couple of times. I've ever since I switched from the Logitech to Fanatec, there's no doubt it's better. But every now and again, particularly on longer races when it's hot, it does just go, nah, I've had enough. I've had it happen a couple of times in the GT class races. I was dreading it happening here. And everyone bites the dust.
If you stick onto me, that turn coming into the downhill area, the first turn coming down the downhill, that's where I just rinse and repeat.
It was nice to make the race relatively interesting though.
Unless that last lap was my second.
The second one, it might be because how close you're on now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And thankfully, yeah, I agree with you, Shippo. Moving from Logitech to Fanatec, it's a huge improvement.
I remember at first I was worse, and like my wife's like, I've just had to justify this cost. How's it going? I thought, do I lie to my wife, which I promised I'd never do. And at first, I said, well, actually, I'm a little bit worse. You spent all this money and you're worse. Yeah. But like you said, I think like top end performance. Oh no, you're right. There you go.
Yeah. There I go.
Top end performance probably make a huge difference, but consistency it does.
Yeah,
and I haven't added the load cell yet, but I've debated that because like I know a lot of the guys hate him, but I'm quite a big fan. I like Alex Gillen, and he always says like he never used the load cell. Thomas Wanhart, until he had to, never used the load cell. So, and I think all those GT World Series drivers don't. So it's a tough one. Again, I'm not the
This is,
strongest guy, so I don't know how I feel about stamping on a brake, but I know it's more realistic. But
I think it
what
was
do you
boosted.
guys
I'm not
use?
sure who it was.
Do you use
Who
load
mentioned
cell
it?
or?
No, I don't. Lucky was telling me about it, how it's a great upgrade as well, including the Fanatec. But coming from a Logitech, I thought these pedals within themselves are an upgrade, and I didn't want to spend that much, double the price of a clutch pedal, just for the brake pedal, because I was planning to get the clutch pedal anyway.
No, fair enough. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I don't know. It's never.
They just need to
Yeah.
give us our bolts. That was my biggest pet peeve with the wheel. The only complaint is that they do not give all the nuts and bolts for assembly. It's the small things that get me, and that got me. But besides that, I can't complain.
Yeah, so in hindsight, I should have just stuck with Smack on the strategy, but I thought, no, I just don't fancy it. Just it gets darker and colder. On the last one, yeah. Interesting how much it was holding up Smack. See what his lap time is this time. He's now leading the race. But obviously he's got one more stop to make. Would your go on? I've only ever voluntarily retired one race, and I've vowed I'd never do it again. And then I've stuck to that vow since. That was F1 pre-ARL Singapore rage quit. But still racing with the likes of Tom and that. But yeah, that got the better of me that night. And I just said no, I'm not doing it again, and I haven't. So. And also as the host, you can't really quit, can you? So, but I get it gets to some people sometimes that way, but I try not to.
Yeah, it's hard not to feel that way, beating yourself up after an unfortunate turn of events in a long race.
You know what? I obviously at the time when I was playing both games, and so was Lucky in that we debated quite a lot. There's massive pros and cons. Like, so F1 obviously has the safety cars, so it means you'll never fully out the race. So like even at this point, someone could come out and reset the race. But then on Gran Turismo and ACC, and you get what I would call a pure race result, don't you? You can't, like, I've been in F1 races where you can't say they've looked into a win, but you know, and dare I bring up 2021 Lewis and Max, but like, whereas on these games, you can't fluke a win, can you? Like we said earlier, an hour race with no safety car, there's no fluky wins.
Yeah, you lose that enthusiasm, that competitive and that drive.
No, and I agree, because I think I've been on the end of it, and sometimes you've driven a really calculated race and you've saved tyres, and you've done all of that, and then you're like 30 seconds clear of the next car, and then it all gets reset, and then they've actually been able to put fresh softs on, and then you end up plummeting down the order. It's like, yeah, it's great drama, but Hmm. Well, yeah, I guess the Netherlands Grand Prix wouldn't have been as exciting without all that stuff, would it? Oh,
Oh no, we see the fatigue taking on Bibby.
this race started so well. It's a shame that that's what this place can do to you. A good race start could just disintegrate, can't it? Yeah, definitely. It was hard. And I don't know about you, so I really enjoyed doing 2 races. I've got really used to it now. It's like if we do end up with just the 2 tiers next year, I'll definitely miss doing the 2 races. But yeah,
I agree. Likewise. He's definitely pushed for improvement. Any other?
but it's like I said, and he's probably too modest to give a full answer. So, and maybe we two decide for him. But I said, what's a bigger achievement for Zoe? Is it winning 3 AM races, or is it getting that podium in the sprint? It's a difficult one. They're both such good achievements. I guess a race win's a race win, isn't it? But yeah. It was hard, man, because obviously I've got to know Lucky, and he's only around the corner, and he's done so much for this tier. But there was every part of me when I saw you repeat it, like, go on, sorry, don't do it for the AMs. Like, I think the AMs have got like a little bit of like a bond like that, but especially when we go up in the GT class, there's definitely like rooting each other on and stuff. That's been one of the nice things about doing this. I've said like I said to Lucky, like, people can go and play any game they want. But I said I don't think I can leave this game until I've won a race at some point. I got that pole, and there was the last race where I thought at one point I said, if you're going to win a race here, you're going to have to finish out of Rebs. So I finished out of Rebs, and then Zorro just started to go 40 seconds down the road and just really depressed me. Just doing like Max Verstappen things to me.
Yeah, who knew using your left foot to brake would help?
It's crazy. It's like there's time, when like lockdown was on, and I did work through lockdown, but from home, and I did so much sim racing that when I went and got back in my car, trying to remember to like right foot brake in a road car was really hard. But that's the biggest thing I took, because I've got the Fanatec with just the 2 pedals. It's the hardest thing people find. If they don't do it, they'd come and go to try and left foot brake.
I want to say maybe 2 months, a little before.
No, right. No, it's mad. So I remember just being bored to death in lockdown, and then seeing that they were going to do like the virtual Grand Prix with like George Russell and Leclerc and a few others. And I thought, cause at that point I'd always played the F1 games, but just on a pad and Gran Turismo, and I thought, oh, that's quite cool. I said to my wife, I might just get this wheel. It's only like, I think at the time it's like, I say only, it's still a lot of money, but like 250 quid or whatever. And I think now the amount of money I've spent on rigs and gamer monitors and Fanatec wheels and pedals, it's like, it's become quite an expensive hobby. But so most hobbies, golf's expensive.
But it pays for itself, really.
Yeah.
Even virtual. But yeah, it pays for itself. It's priceless. That's what I tell my wife at least. But truly, it's a priceless experience. Like our day and age and the technology that we have access to. I think 20 years back, who would imagine the general public just having racing sims in their room, in their house?
That look as good as on games that look as good as this. I mean, I remember playing games where the track would pop up as you were racing on it. Like,
so I'm thankful for that too, being alive in this time, in this era, to have this accessibility.
100%. And this is it, no matter what week you've had at work, whether you just get to a Sunday night and just transport yourself to Australia and do this race.
That's so funny. My wife because my wife loves to travel, and then she stated not long ago, like, we should go traveling again. We haven't gone out in a while. I answered, what do you mean? I've been in Germany, I've been in Australia, I've been in Japan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially with a group like you guys, it's a great time. It's
not definitely.
Props to ERL and the founders. Again, I said it in the previous live that wasn't live, but props to the hosts and the founders of ERL. This is a great experience all around.
Yeah, there's a lot of great leagues out there, but there's not many that offer such variety, and that's it. Like, yeah, like we said earlier, you build a camaraderie with guys and all around the world. And right now, and I said this to him fastly, there's a lot of hate in the world right now, and I think actually we can manage to get people from all around the world to get on with each other 95% of the time, maybe even more than 95%. And when we do disagree, it tends to be more like a family disagreement rather than anything too serious.
Hajj.
Is that just an expression now, or Hajj? I work for a few.
Raj has been my guy, my go-to pickaroo.
It's funny, like, when you talk to me what you're doing, they go, well, who'd you do that with? I go, people all around the world. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, Americans, Dutch, Canadians, Belgium, like, all around. And the funny thing is, they go, it's like, stereotypes are a bad thing, but then you go through, like, no, actually, the Dutch guys tend to be really quite blunt. The British guys are generally quite reserved. The American, like, it's weird how everybody just fits into that. There's obviously something in stereotypes, I think.
It's not a stereotype if it's true.
Yeah. I guess it's slightly different in America because it's such a broad thing. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's funny, like, once I was in holiday in Spain, and as part of the evening entertainment, they did a show, like, different countries and stereotypes, and the English stereotype that night was drinking lager and football hooligans and starting fighting, and then a lot of the English people there, not me and my mate just laughed at it, but other English people there were, like, wanting to start a fight about being accused of only starting fights. I had to try and point out, like, this really isn't helping. How dare you say all we do is start fights and drink beer? Like, yeah, I'm gonna smash your face. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't really help. Yes. And Antarcticans. That's the challenge now. We've got to try and recruit in that region, but yeah, I don't know what the internet connections are like in this North Pole. Okay. There you go. It's good. I've enjoyed it. It's like you get to see different racing styles as well. It's something that we've discussed before, isn't it? Because it's like there's definitely different styles. And what I think is most interesting racing with so many American guys is again, don't really stay too, but you look at things like NASCAR where it's rough and ready, whereas I'd say the American guys race very fairly, very nicely. Whereas it, like European style sometimes can be like, oh no, you're on the outside, see you later, you're on the grass. Like, but that's how here in British touring cars, I went to earlier, that's how they race. You try to go around the outside of someone there and they just put you on the grass. But like, there's definitely a much fairer racing system. But I think when I spoke with Smack about it, it was almost like part of that was proving that we're not just NASCAR racers that bash the shit out of each other. It's like almost overcompensate. Not overcompensate, but do you know what I mean? Like, let's show that we can race properly. We're not just, yeah. Mm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but again, it's part of the beauty, isn't it? It's part of the beauty of having the different countries, is the different racing styles. Ultimately, all that matters is who gets to the flag first at the end. Fairly, of course.
Yeah, you definitely want etiquette in the mix.
That's always been my view. I'll always, unless it's no point whatsoever, but I'll always fight my position. But I wouldn't put someone in a wall doing it. So there's always that middle ground. Mm. Mm.
Get out the way.
Yeah, if it's like 2 laps left, yeah, like early on, it's just, yeah. I remember a race at Brands Hatch where Bruce had a couple of issues in a sprint, and it was like there was like 2 laps to go. I was like, nah, this isn't going to come up very often. I'm gonna fight this really hard. But yeah.
Yeah, it's about that spatial awareness and like self-awareness, really.
Let's imagine I was to keep updating those Hall of Fame winners, and I'm going to tie that section up at the end of the season. But it's like, yeah, we've run a lot of competitions, and you think we've had massive times of domination stuff, but we've had like 35 different people win races, which is a great thing, and also makes you realise I've still not won a race out of those 35 people. But yeah, but it's like it's a lot of people that is when you think about it. Even over we've now won 3 tiers in a sprint season, but that's a lot of different winners. Oh, I didn't even think of that. To be honest. I was looking more at the race wins, but that's interesting when you put it like that. Yeah, that is really interesting. No, I'm really shocked when you've just said that. That's a lot of people. Yeah, I'm trying off the top of my head because Elite obviously been won by Boosted and Smiley, and then we've obviously had 3 different. Yeah, Holden in the podium. Yeah. Yeah, Lucky. That's what. Chunky's won podium. I think Chunky won the first one. That's always been a shame. Like the first podium season before you guys joined, it was like we did it at that time. I was around to do it, and I just said, "Look, I'll take a bit of a break." And I was just picking random tracks, not telling anybody what it was. People just because people have been grinding the practice for like Elite so hard. I mean, they were literally just finding out the track like 10 minutes before the race. But that race, out of like 8 races, I think again we had like 7 different winners in 8 races, and we were doing things like reverse grid. Like no one knew the track. It was like Chunky won that first one, but it was like I think 8 races, 7 on different winners. It's just been hard to replicate since. But that's really interesting that you spotted that 10 different championship winners. That's a lot. And that was an epic battle. That went down to the last race with 4 guys that could still win it. Yeah, because for the race win, although Smiley had already won the championship, for the race win, Ehrman and Honda looked like between the two of them, one was going to win it, and then Boosted did his thing where he kind of came out of nowhere, which I think he did in this race, didn't he? And then, but within the GT class, you had Panda, Filthy, Dad, and Gloss, who could all win the championship, and then I think Gloss unfortunately had a few issues early on, but then the other three, I think he went down to the last lap or last but one lap over a 3-hour race, and it just kept changing. Like it was Pandas, then it was Filthies, then it was Dads, and then it was back, and like yeah, it was absolutely. And all season those four had just juked it out. I think in Pro, although Boost has been so good this year, if there was a year to beat, it would have maybe been this year, but it's just been so hard, hasn't it? Yeah. Just had a difficult end to the season, didn't he?
Very excited for next season.
Yeah, same.
Seeing everybody's improving and getting a little bit of different experience with different vehicles. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. Cause like I said, I was saying to already when Lucky mentioned about doing this and said, "Oh, I think we should put you and Smack in it." I was like, I know it's gonna be hard beating Smack, but you start thinking, "Oh man, I'll have a chance at that." And then the level's just been, even this class has been so high. But yeah, you just like you said, I think just turning up and doing your race is the way to go. Rather than thinking, "Oh, I could win this," but yeah, that's been. I think it's been taken to another level with the fact that Airman so kindly done the streams on it, because quite often some of the best racing's been in the sprint series and it's never been seen by anybody. But yeah, it's been very good of him to broadcast those races this year, because there's been some great racing in it.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, it is Smack, I think. Yeah. Oh, he's got damage and I still can't catch him. I don't. Yeah. Consistent at least. Oh. He's really trying to make it interesting.
I wonder with his tires where they're at, if he's thinking of pitting again, which I
See, I do pit again. I pit again and do a splash and dash with some softs at the end.
Because carrying that damage.
Yeah, because I've only caught the end of your race. I will watch it back before Sunday to get some tips. But yeah, I know I heard in the chat that obviously Boosted came from out of nowhere. It's crazy, really, because like you and Lucky, and obviously some other guys, like when Chunk's there, and they're at such a good level, and then he's just somehow finds this extra, like 1%, doesn't he? It's what they say about Verstappen, because he's so fast, it also makes him the best on tyres, the best on fuel, the best on everything. It's very similar, I think, isn't it? That's crazy. We debated it in a previous stream like this where it's a longer race of it, and because I don't know if you raced with her, but there used to be a girl, Penelope, who's robotic, like, yeah, and they kind of crossed over. They did race against each other, but it was as kind of Bruce had joined. She had a steward's decision go against her at Spa and quit. But those two would have probably been like the Hamilton Verstappen 2021 instead of, there wouldn't have been much between them. I mean, when you get to that level, there isn't much in it. Yeah, and that's kind of really, when you think back to F1 last year, that's how it was, wasn't it? Like on their day, Norris can get near Max and Leclerc and do that bit week after week to try and match him when he's in a decent car. Not like this year, it's doing it week after week. And I think that's kind of what's happened in our league, isn't it? Like people have had their moments, like you've had yours at the end of the season, Smack had his at the start, but that middle stretch, there was just left from Revs, just left too much to be recouped. That's what he did, yeah. He just won that stretch in the middle and. But towards the end, like, I've got to say, so I mean, you've been winning by even bigger margins. It's been crazy, really. Yeah. It reminds me a lot, like towards the end of 2020, when Max was getting closer and closer to Lewis, and although Lewis won the title, it kind of set that precedent for next year, and I think that's what you've done. Like in that, I know some of them have been trying to get you promoted straight up to pro, haven't they? But I think that's because they don't want you in the GT class. They think, hang on, this guy's got momentum, he's got pace. It's like, and I don't know what you think, Aleko, but if moving for this Evo, but obviously because of the rule change, I mean, again, can I only think that surely that would improve you as well, because you're not like some guys like yourself are going to have to move from a car that you've really got to know, whereas Zorro could potentially move in a better car with all the pace he's got. So
that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you've got to. When you think MG didn't get moved and Jake's race did, yeah. I think that's very much his competitors thinking, I don't know if I want to battle this guy next year.
Yeah, I agree.
No, you should. Yeah. You moved close to Pippin Stevo last time. That was great as well to see two guys who, like, because at that point Stevo hadn't won a class race either. It was like, it's always good. Like Gallagher said, you see fresh people at the front battling. It's always good. And you two are so fast, you were both have to do an extra stop as well. Definitely. No, definitely. That's it. That's all you want. So I think it depends what you race for. If you race purely for competition, people will drop off if they're not competitive. But for me, yes, you want to be competitive, but you race because you're like, do you know what? I'm going to race for some guys here that 90% of the time it's going to be clean. It's good company, both in a party or even in a chat. You know, sometimes you're having a tough day at work. You just have a scroll for that chat. You just can't help but make you laugh. Most of the time.
And yeah, it's the joy in racing too, and there's always something to learn. There's always room for improvement.
And that's it. And I think that's what this class has shown. Like, it's
absolutely
got the highest level for progression because of where we've started from, but that progression has been massive.
You have dudes setting lap records or extremely fast laps, and then there's some entry level, amateur level, so you can take notes. You can open up, you can, definitely learn something.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a shame that obviously only half the field have seen it through, but that's why I don't know if I don't think Lucky's published the vote yet, but I voted for Esmo to stick in there and see it through is it's just a good effort. There's a lot to be said for it. Oh, 100%. Do you know his one lap pace? I mean, not that his race pace, but his one lap pace is very good. He's often mixed it with you, so on one lap, it's just you tended to just edge it on the race pace. But he's definitely be one to watch next year, and if he carries on that progression, which I'm sure he will.
Yeah, not to again undermine Revs, but he absolutely taking my eyes off of Revs and onto him. I'm not trying to jinx it, but jinx him with the screen. But yeah, him being behind.
I think
I said in the chat, I saw his headlights coming up on me near the end.
Yeah, this not
started for a second.
Definitely. And I think Revs, it's natural, isn't it? He's had a bit of a tricky end to the season, but once you've won the title, it's like you've set out what you've achieved to do. It's hard to keep that going.
Yeah, just throw it in cruise control.
Whereas obviously for yourself, from that you've seen a chance to win races. As you say, it's quite close at this point. Although his tyres, he's going to have to pit soon. But you wouldn't have known that necessarily. Interesting to see, because we obviously at least, we haven't done it. I don't know about you, but I haven't done any practice this week. We've at least ran this race pretty much similar distance to what we'll race on Sunday, where it'd be 69 laps, same as what you ran on a coast. What was your rate? What was the race finish time? Was it in and around the 2.4? Okay.
Just about 15 minutes longer than that.
Yeah. I guess obviously when it's the longer, it's harder to calculate the 2.4 because you just never know what's going to happen with stops and things like that. We learnt the hard way not to do endurance races when, I guess it must have been Nürburgring, but the race just ended. Even if you put a continuation on, it just ended. And in fact, we're like, oh my God. I think that's when we did like the GT qualifier race, which used to be the AM race. I thought, God, when we get to the main race, we can't, particularly with 4 people fighting for a title, we can't have it, the race just ends, so we've changed it to laps, and then since then, I think we've kept it laps. But again, Gran Turismo, for its weird features, it just doesn't do an endurance race properly. It's weird things. So when Absolute pit here, did you just think, You must have been happy.
Oh yeah, I was definitely checking my rear views for headlights, and I kind of sighed in relief that he wasn't there anymore.
I wonder how. I'm just saying, is this Smack? Yeah, so Smack's taken P2 at this moment. I've got 3, yeah, but he's coming back on fresh sauce. Yeah, that's it. I did do one more. By this point, I was struggling. Like, on the track, but also, like, my hip was killing, my fingers were hurting. Yeah. It's, Well, this is what I was thinking. There's like, it was a really long charity race with Chunk. It obviously wasn't as intense as this one, but since then I've got this FGT cockpit. So I sit in the Formula position, 'cause it's more like a proper race car. But yeah, by the end of this race, my hip was, that's how old I am. My hip was giving in. And we can't keep up with you youngsters. Our hip and back problems.
I actually put a small pillow, a little headrest pillow.
I'll have to do a decent stretch before Sunday. Yeah. No way.
Yeah, he doesn't complain about joint hip problems yet.
Yeah, it's mad. It just suddenly hits you. No way. One day you think you're invincible, next day you wake up and nothing works.
This is actually the longest race I've ever raced and played consistently.
So at one point, me and Chunk spoke to about doing it. This was years before I think even before ERL. Yeah, it was. We spoke about doing a charity race to help a family of a young girl by us who unfortunately was terminally ill. And he said, "Oh, should we do like 6 4-hour races, like a 24-hour race?" But and at the end of the time, I just go, "Yeah, I'll do that." And then it's like we finished it, and the Duns joined for a few races. They didn't do the whole thing. I think they were drunk. They can't go 24 hours without getting pissed, can they? So, but they joined for like parts of it. But by the end, I was like, "What the hell am I doing?" Like, obviously, it's the most amazing cause, but like 6 4-hour races back to back.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, it was hard. I don't think I'd do it again. Me and Chunk did all 6 races, and I think Scott did about he did about 3. I think Steve-O MG did 2 or 3. Me and Chunk did the whole 6. And that was with like 15-minute breaks and that. Oh, right, yeah. So we started like 1 o'clock on the Saturday and then finished about 3 o'clock on the Sunday. And I didn't fall asleep. Chunk fell asleep at Le Mans. And I had to push him around to the pit because he ran out of fuel. And I had to switch to the pad at some points of it because literally, yeah. But we got it done. I mean, again, like I said earlier, like Alex Giddon, I know he's not very popular, but I am a Roy Alexander fan, and he has done the 200 laps of Nürburgring, which I think took him 28, 29 hours, something like that, wasn't it?
That's impressive.
Yeah. It's still a decent effort though, that, isn't it? I mean, team racing's an interesting one, isn't it? I think it'd freak me out too much. I think I'd just become a wreck of anxiety in a team race.
Oh no.
Yeah.
As much physical, racing definitely involves that mental fortitude.
Well, do you know what? It's like, I always think I'm not the quickest. I've already mentioned my spaghetti arms, my body frailties, but I always think mental strength's always something I've had. just to keep going and going.
Yeah, it's required.
Yeah. I think I work in sales as well, so again, it's just an environment where you can't quit there either, so yeah. But I say the same in that industry. I just go, most of that's just down to mental strength, so it probably transfers over. And again, I think when I played soccer and cricket, most of my success, well, relative success at an amateur level there was down to just being a stubborn, resilient git. Obviously, I'm a sensible older man now, and when I used to work in sales, when I was a bit brasher and younger, people would join. I said, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to be better than me because you won't outwork me. So you'll have to be more skillful than me. So you've got to be prepared for that. And I just set that mantra down because again, you're competing with those people, and I've kind of in a way carried that into this. I'm like, yeah, you beat me, fair enough, but I'm not going to give it you. Like, and it's just having that type of mindset. Like, I love Spat to bits, but like I said earlier, it's like he's faster, but you're gonna have to do really well to come through here, like just having that type of mentality. So we've got a weird trade-off. They've both got damage. Absolute's got the better tyres. Yeah. Can he come back at him? It's gonna be hard, isn't it?
It does have a good straight speed as well.
Yeah, he's just getting dropped here, isn't he?
He also has that aero damage plus the suspension. Absolute just has the suspension, so you mess with his top end speed much.
Yeah, like meanwhile you're just chilling up here. It's that depressing moment, you know, when the race finishes, you're like, oh, I've still got so much this lap to go, and I've seen the checkered flag. Is that Smack flashing the lights there? It's always been, that's been a contentious. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, it's Asriel who's the anti-flasher, isn't it? Sorry, where do you stand on the flashing?
I don't recall, what do you mean?
Like, you probably before you joined the league, there was big debates about the light flashing, whether it was sporting or not. Because here in Europe, we flashed those lights like mad, but I know like Asriel wasn't so keen on it.
I'm not sure, I don't remember that. I don't know if I was part of that.
Do you flash?
Only if I know I'm closing the gap and I'm like warning you, hey.
Oh, you don't. Space. Yeah, you don't just do mass flashing.
No.
It's funny. Yeah.
Because I know it's a distraction. I know it's definitely.
Yeah, in British touring cars, they flash just. It's funny because they just all flash each other like that. It all kind of balances out, doesn't it? But yeah. The problem was that Asriel made the mistake of saying I'm not really keen on it, and then he just got flashed like crazy. That's just kind of like he was flashing. Oh, Panda! Of course he would be. Of course he would be. Yeah, that's one thing I've always learned. Never say you don't like something. It's probably just, yeah.
I would have flashed Asriel my first opportunity. It's like, this damn AM driver.
No. Definitely not.
As I kiss my left foot. But again, like it's been a lot of learning. Like when I joined the season, I had all my assists off, and I didn't consider that because I told myself I'd use them eventually once I get the hang of not having any.
Okay, so you kind of did it in reverse, right? Like I've kind of rained mine down. You kind of started with nothing, then added a couple.
I think the first thing I applied was traction, then the ABS, and then left foot. Those were like major milestones in my mind.
Yeah.
And then the new wheel setup just to keep that consistency.
Yeah, I have run 0 at times, but I tend to just run 1 just for that little bit of. But again, I'm happy with that because when I first started, I used to run in 1. I was spinning left, right, and centre, so it's definite progress. But I like on this game that rewards it. It's one of my, like on the F1 game, you can run the full traction control and still be really quick. Whereas on this, if you run anything above 2, really, you're just painfully slow, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But like Shipper said, anything above 2 just like cuts that throttle immediately.
Yeah. It's a shame because we had some decent racing action early on in that little bit in the middle of the battle between me and Smack. But yeah, obviously any time that the field evaporates, it's going to be a bit like this. But I'd imagine Sunday will be a lot closer race. I think, would we say it's going to be difficult to look past Jake just how consistent he's been? And I think from what he's said, it'll be the last time we see him on track for a while in this form. I think he's going to dedicate his time, obviously, to ACC, but he'll want to go off with a win. But like you say, Filthy's in the same car, and he's been just like so close to him all year. Whether he can do anything. When they've just edged it, yeah. It's been interesting race. I'm looking forward to taking part in it, sorry, but also on how it's going to all play out. Yeah. And that, yeah, compared to this film, the spread is a lot tighter, as we saw in the last round. So it should produce a good race. No, you're right, and the top, the top 3 in the championship as well are the same. Absolutely. And then if you take the championship on Saturday, that would be out of the 4 championships, 2 American, 2 British. Whether I think Brewster classed himself as Welsh, not British, but yeah. But yeah, and that would be an even split of 2 Nissan, 2 Ferrari as well, right? Yeah. Ferrari's very popular in the sprint, isn't it? Like you said, boosted's worked wonders really to make it work so well in endurance championship.
I did forget to mention Ferrari actually.
It's a beautiful looking car and it sounds incredible as well. But
I used to drive that more than this Eva earlier in the game. Earlier when I got the game. Yeah, I think it's a great car.
You've made it work very well, particularly in these last 3 races. Oh no, what's that the last yellow of the race, surely? Is it for us, mate? And I think you deserve this last lap and a dominant win. Oh, okay, some squeak. Oh, that's not what you want on your victory lap.
I got a little too comfortable knowing it was the last lap. Yep, there it is again.
Good job. Yeah, tremendous end to the season. Yeah, because there's only 4 of us racing, so you're going to get a minimum of 2 points. So we'd have to win out of us, and so.
Well, anything is possible.
No, and then that would give it a tie. So I guess we'd be on count back then. So. Yeah, I try and just keep it simple. Don't want to be doing any calculations after 2.5 hour race.
Well, I do flash a lot coming up to
there we go. And take the victory, well done. Yeah, absolute. Obviously had a couple of issues along the road, but yeah, P2 wasn't that far behind you. Yeah.
Absolute said he was going to be training throughout this week. He was going to be coming for me this Sunday. So.
This is what you've done. You've raised the bar. Now you're the hunted now. Esme's taken the flag as well. And Smack just going to take the last place on the podium. Well, at least I couldn't be P8. No. Yeah, no, true. I do have a magnet to that position for some reason, but yeah. Yeah, it's been good. And I've enjoyed it, and I look forward to that last race on Sunday, which I think is going to be hosted by Asville, and I think you're joining, aren't you, Adikos?
Yeah, I am available.
Brilliant.
I always, whenever I'm not actually racing on Sundays, I always say I'm probably going to be a little bit late because I always work super hard to make the race.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not something I need to be there right on time. I'm like, I'm going to take my time.
No, don't blame me at all. And but no, thank you. That'd be great to be brought. And then obviously all the very best for your showdown with Lucky on Saturday, which I think will be at Daytona, but I'm sure that will get confirmed tomorrow as well. But no, Zora, well done on the win. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you again for having me.
No problem. And we'll be back here on Sunday for the season finale. We'll see everyone then. But no, thank you very much for the evening.